What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over the best player at each and every price in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. So if you have 1,000 MT, I can help you out. If you have 10 million MT, I can help you out as well. Now, if anybody has 10 million MT, I'm going to keep it simple. Can you, guys get a job or something, give me $1? Because either you have too much money or I guess if you could honestly have grinded the game from it came out to now, and I don't think you'd have 10 million MT. Anyways, that's besides the point. I love each and every one of you guys. God loves you. And let's get into it today. Starting it off at 1,000 MT. So we got to get really cheap here. I'm still liking Marquise Daniels. Now, there's another Daniels card that's pretty good too that I've used recently that is good. Okay, he's like 1.5 thousand coins. That's 1.4, close enough to 1,000. Now this other Daniels I've used, he actually has a good release. The problem is his badge count isn't great. It's Antonio Daniels. He's solid too. So I mean, both cards are good. I've used both cards. So for 1,000 MT, I'd recommend the Daniels. Wish they had a duo or something. Too bad they do not. At 3,000 MT, plug in Aaron Aflalo. Let's talk about the good with Aaron Aflalo. His release is really solid. Defensively, he's okay. The bad with Aaron Aflalo is his defense isn't elite. It's okay. It's just not elite. 6'5", 93 ball, good release, 85 driving dunk. Defensively is good, but the problem is only has the bronze on-ball menace. It's kind of a problem. Definitely can compete at a decent level though. 10,000 MT, it's a little bit more than 10,000, but it is TyDeBo Cephaloshin. Now, what is the price you can get TyDeBo? I don't necessarily know. Like right now, he's less than 15,000, and I don't have a 15,000, coin mark on here. So I genuinely believe you could get him for close to 10,000 MT. Now there's none up for 10,000, but it's close enough. 12,000 MT. Let's count it, right? Because it's barely more expensive. Play a couple triple threat games. He'll be fine. 6'6", 93 ball, 85 driving dunk, 86 bono. To me, he's a better Aaron Aflalo. So, I mean, that's kind of the way I think about TyDeBo. Gonna play a lot of defense for you. Knock down open shots. One of your best budget cards in this entire game. Now, if you can find a TyDeBo with some extra badges, I'd obviously recommend doing that. Next up, 25,000 MT. Honestly, I don't love anybody for 25,000 MT, but I'm going to plug in Trevor Ariza. A guy that if you have, he can hold it down at that small forward position. Another card I don't necessarily love. But again, you can get a badged up TyDeBo for 25,000, not TyDeBo, a badged up Trevor Ariza for 25,000 coins. And I feel like you're going to be hard pressed to find much better. Some of these Trevor Arizas even have extra Hall of Famers. Like you can find one with, let's say, the Hall of Fame Deadeye, maybe even like Hall of Fame On-Ball Menace, something like that. That is probably what I would go for. Now, again, you got to kind of be pretty strategic with what Trevor Ariza you buy and in all those types of things. But if you can find a fully badged Trevor Ariza or one with extra Hall of Famers, that is really what I'd recommend. So let's just, search for a little bit higher. This one, for example, has 12 gold. See what those golds are, but find one that works for you. Base Trevor Ariza, 6'8", 86 3 ball, good driving dunk, solid ball, no defensively solid. The problem with him is he does not come with gold on ball menace. So, while looking for Trevor Ariza, at least try to find one with gold on ball menace. For example, this one has that Hall of Fame badge, but no gold on ball menace, which is just, in my opinion, really troll. But find one with gold on ball menace. That way you don't have to put the badges on the card. You're gonna save yourself a lot of stress down the road by doing that. But again, find the right Trevor Ariza for you. He's who I got for 25,000 coins. At 50,000 coins, we're gonna do kind of the same math here. I'm plugging in Diamond Tony Kukoc. Now with this, there's so many different Tony Kukocs. There's so many. This one's got 10 Hall of Famers. Now, the problem with these 10 Hall of Famers is they're not that great of badges. But if you can find a badged up Tony Kukoc for less than 50,000 coins, he, in my opinion, is a great value. For example, this one is the one I'm going to use here. He's got 20 gold badges, 5 Hall of Famers. And he has some pretty solid gold badges, although no gold on ball menace. 86 3 ball, 86 ball. I know defensive stats aren't that great. But at the end of the day, the reason I like Kukoc is for a couple of reasons. Number one, he is going to knock down shots at a high level. You should never miss with this card. Number two, his total badge count is good. And so for me with Tony Kukoc, there's a couple of things. Number one, this one's got my eye. Like he's got a couple of decent badges. He's got my eye to buy this one with 10 Hall of Famers. I just don't know if it's worth buying. But I think as far as an overall card for Tony Kukoc, he does a lot of good things for you. Going to knock down shots, going to play decent enough defense. The problem with him is, again, you're going to have to fully badge him. So even if I bought the one that I, was already looking at in this one for 100,000 coins, which he would just play my backup small forward position, it's 100,000 coins. Compared to what he's going for right now, it's like 30,000 coins. So just in all, guys, find the right Tony Kukoc for you for under 50,000 coins. Try to find a fully badged one that can help your specific squad. For 75,000 coins, we've got 2 guys, one at the power forward position, one at the, I would say the center position. The first guy I want to talk about is Josh Smith. Now, Josh Smith, couple of things. Number one, his release is absolutely horrible. If you get this card, you've got to know that you've got to realize his release is not going to be one you're going to like. Nobody likes this card's release. It's not your fault. It's the fact that his release is horrible. However, if you can find a pretty badge, let's just give you guys a good Josh Smith. A fully badged Josh Smith for 77,000 coins. He's got a decent 3-ball, decent ball handler. Defensively, going to be fantastic. He's going to be incredible at attacking the rim. He's going to play great defense. For me, it's tough to find a better and more complete option for that price. The other guy I want to talk about is a guy that you can run at the center position that I think is a beast, Jamal McClure. As times went on, I've gotten higher and higher on this card. I honestly kind of want to pick him up and run him at the power forward position and just see what happens. Like, this card is an absolute beast of a card. Base badges, 7 Hall of Famers, pretty good, 8 on gold. Obviously, if you find one fully badged, he is going to be even better. The problem with him is he's only got a 52 base 3-ball. But if you can green shots with the card, he's an absolute stud. Do like him at center more than power forward, so that is something to think about. For 100,000 coins, and this, you guys can call me weird for this, but I like Keith Van Horn. And I know you guys are going to be like, Ty, how is Keith Van Horn that much better than a guy, let's say, like Tony Kukoc? Well, his 3-ball is better. He's a wider player build. His defensive stats and speed are a little bit higher as well. But it's really his player build more than anything. Keith Van Horn has an incredibly good player build. I really like this card. His release is chicken. To me, for 100,000 coins, he is one of the best cards you can get. The other one I'm going to plug in is Chris Paul, guys. I obviously got the Opal Chris Paul, and he's still really good. Diamond Chris Paul is a beast. You can get a fully badged one, like this one right back here. I can go back and look. There's a couple of fully badged ones, but 22 gold badges, 7 Hall of Fame, and right now 100,000 coins. You can get a Chris Paul fully badged for 100,000 coins. Maybe even find one with an extra Hall of Famer that does fit what you personally want out of the card. So definitely keep an eye on it, but I do love Chris Paul in this game for that price. 200 to 400,000 coins. I'm playing in Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, you might be able to find a better card than this for this price, but I mean, good luck. Like, Jaren's prices went down over the past couple of weeks, and a lot of the Jarens you're going to see on the auction house are going to be really, really badged up. So, I mean, a badged up Jaren is better than nearly any other big in the game. I'll take Jaren up against anybody and just know and compete. Just know he can compete with anybody on the court. Interior badge is fantastic. Can stretch the floor. Can green from anywhere. Jaren definitely is one of the better cards in the entire game. And last but certainly not least, if you have all the coins in the world, Victor Wembanyama is the best card you can buy. Now, I will say this. You might not agree with me. LeBron is close. I'm going to tell you guys right now, LeBron James is close to being better than Victor Wembanyama. I know you guys aren't going to agree with me on that, but that is the facts of the situation. LeBron is close to being as good as Victor Wembanyama in my team. Realistically speaking, all of my cards outside of Paolo and Jaren Jackson Jr. are unsellable. So, just realize it, get a couple of good cards, grind the game, get some, unsellable cards that you can use. But cards are incredibly expensive. So go through this list, pick some cards up for your specific squad. For me at the power forward position, I kind of am looking still at this 10 Hall of Famer Tony Kukoc. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger because 100,000 coins is a lot of coins. But at the end of the day, 10 Hall of Famers is kind of crazy. So that's on my radar. Keith Van Horn is also on my radar to possibly pick up. And like I said, if any of these cards are cheaper than the prices listed, try to find the ones that are, fully badged, stuff like that, to win in the margins. That's going to wrap it up for our video, guys. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.